Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Shalona McFarland here in the Philippines. And today I am going to give you the last talk for January, since today's the last day of January. And it is going to be on reading labels and understanding better what is and is not in what you're eating. So, why read labels? Because they're terrifying most of the time, and it'll curb what you're eating quite quickly if you understand them better. Now, I did have a professor at one point say, if it has a label, don't eat it. So what does that leave? Fruits, vegetables, meats, and nuts. The things I recommend, okay? Now, it doesn't go for just food. And it's not to say that I do that. I eat things with labels on them, but I try to keep the things that I eat and consume to 5 ingredients, and that's it. Like, even my supplements, like ashwagandha, bacopa, milk thistle, green tea, and turmeric. I know what all of those are, and I know it's a clean product. And I know what they use as their binders and such. So when you're reading a label, I know people think the most important part is that calorie part, and where, it lists the calories and the fats and the sugars and all that kind of stuff. Hi, Jeannie. But that isn't actually the most important part. The most important part is the section that says ingredients and other ingredients. Now, if you're reading that ingredients part and it appears to be a foreign language, like you can't pronounce anything there, you don't know what anything is on that label, you probably should not be consuming it, either in your body or on your body. So the skin is the largest organ of your body. Your skin is alive, okay? And if you're eating really healthy on the inside and doing everything right on the inside, but you're slathering toxic waste on the outside, that's probably not a good thing, okay? So, I mean, even deodorants. So here's a deodorant right here. This is one of the ones I get here in the Philippines because I don't have much option. And unfortunately, I can't read it because it's too tiny. So that's a bad example. But it's clean. Let me see if this one's any better. Can I read this one? Nope, still microscopic. Okay, so here's the other thing. A lot of times, if the ingredients on the label are so tiny that you have to be a mouse in order to read it, that's probably not a good sign either. Now, I have read these labels. I know they're clean. They have very few ingredients. Okay, so here's one. One of my friends back home makes this Ultimate Pain Fighter essential oil product, okay? Here's what's in it. Ingredients: organic olive oil, grapefruit, lavender, spearmint. That's it. That's all that's in this. It's got 3 essential oils and olive oil. I could drink this if I wanted to. Okay, so this is a very, very good product. 3 ingredients, very simple. You know what's in it. As far as toxins, some of the worst toxins we consume are in skin products. And unfortunately, when you look at a label, and again, it's tiny, and it says ingredients, and there's all this, and then there's other ingredients, and there's some more, okay? Probably not something you should be using on your body. This one is a little bit cleaner. The first ingredient is aqua, which is water, okay? But then it goes to ethylene palmate. What's that? Then it goes to glycerin stearate, dimethicone, sounds like a drug, JPEG 10. I'm assuming that's a dye of some sort. Stearate, phenoxyethanol, phenoxethanol, there we go. Cetyl alcohol, cetyl glucoside. Okay, do you know what any of those are besides the alcohol? Yeah, me neither. Probably not a good product to be putting on your skin. Okay. So the chemicals in the skin products cause skin allergies, cancers, infertility, birth defects, reproductive problems, and learning disabilities. That's a pretty chunky list. Some of these products would be benzoyl peroxide, not a good one. DEA, which is diethanolamine. MEA, which is monoethanolamine. TEA, triethanolamine. Big words, right? They hide things in big words in labels. Dioxin, DMDM, hydrantoin, and yeah. If you can't pronounce it and don't know what it is, don't eat it and don't put it on your skin, okay? FD&C color and pigments. Colors in foods are usually petroleum-based. So, like if you're walking through the parking lot after a big rain and you see all the pretty little rainbows running through the parking lot, that's petroleum. That's the oil from the cars and the toxic chemicals from the cars. That's where they get the dyes for the coloring, the food coloring that then you eat. And everybody knows you shouldn't be licking up that oil off of the parking lot unless you want to die. All right. Parabens. Polyethylene glycol. Oh, that's a really bad one. Phthalates. Propylene glycol and butylene glycol. Sodium lauryl sulfate. That's a big one in skin, in lotions and such, and in shampoos. So if you put it on your scalp, that's a big one too. You don't want to do that either. Sunscreen chemicals. Yes, the chemicals in sunscreen are giving you cancer, skin cancer. That's why I do not use them. If I'm going to use anything on my skin, I use a zinc product because zinc is unharmful. When I'm back home, aspen bark has an SPF of either 15 or 20. So when you're out in the woods and you have those big, beautiful white aspens that are just full of that whiteness, rub some of it off. It comes right off and put it on you. You will have sunscreen that's natural and non-toxic. And then Tridocin. Yeah, these are all synthetic drugs and synthetic chemicals that they put in skin products in particular. I put up a little poster of this that I just kind of went off of to give you an idea of that aspect of it. Now, as far as food labeling goes, they hide things in there in food color. We don't know what that is. Natural flavors. What is that? I mean, mouse poop is a natural flavor. Is that what's in it? There's a lot of things like cyanide is a natural flavor. That could be in there. We don't know because we don't know what that is. So if you don't know what it is and can't pronounce it or can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Don't put it on your body. I use all natural soaps. They are from the company Zoom, ZUM, And they generally have just like um, the actual soap in there, which is a lye-based soap usually because that's the original soap, and a fragrance like the essential oils, like I showed you earlier, there that was in here. And that's pretty much it. Okay. If a soap like super lathers up, it's got lauryl sulfate in it. So you're slathering that all over your body. And it's really cool to have that nice big lather, but it's really toxic. My shampoos are the same thing. Again, 5 or less ingredients. That's going, and that ingredients that you understand what they are. Okay, like tocopherol. Okay, that's a big word, but that's just vitamin E. So if you know the, you can look up these words. You can look them up on your phone. You got that little gadget in your hand anyway, so use it. If you're at the store and you're like, what is that word? Pull up your phone, look it up, and go, oh, that stuff causes cancer. Put that back. Okay? That's a good way to figure out what's what. Or, oh, that's just a fancy word for B3. Niacin. Okay, got it. Okay, so learn what it is you're putting in your body. If you can pass the ingredient aspect on something, then you can look at the calories and sugar and fats and all that kind of stuff, that aspect of it. But look at your ingredients first. You'll be surprised how many things you put back on the shelf or into the trash if it's already in your house. Okay? All right. I hope that gave you a really good, broad tin of information for the month of January. I will do another video on Monday, and I will do Mondays for the rest of the year as best I can. Sometimes when I'm out of town or I'm going to be on a boat in the middle of the ocean somewhere in the end of March. And so I don't know that I'll have access to post anything, but I will still record something. So, hopefully I will get through the rest of the year as I normally do, doing most Mondays. And you already have 31 videos to start your year on health and wellness. And hopefully you go back and review those and get some little nuggets of wisdom from them. Alrighty, guys, God bless. Love you. Thanks for watching. And I will see you on Monday.